So today is Side Quest-a-Palooza Day with Final Fantasy 16 because we have a whack ton of side quests to complete. I doubt I'll get through them all, but I'm hoping to at least take out a major chunk of them. Oh yeah, I just hate Peach. All right, make for Garnick. We got to do 2 side quests with like the last 45 minutes of stream. That's a bad sign. All right, and this is about the pregnant lady, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure. And just as a heads up, our car is in the shop, and Ari is the point of contact, and she is taking a nap. So she might need to talk to me about it when she wakes up. So there might be a lengthy-ish AFK tonight.
Ready, go? Fly.
Not like a J-Seed length AFK, but just, you know, a few minutes.
Don't get surrounded.
Yeah, the battery in it died, and the battery was only 14 months old. So the battery's under warranty, and we can definitely get a warranty replacement for the battery, but when the battery's dying that early in its life, you might have alternator problems.
Gilly, you suck.
Yes. Although, we might not need to replace it as soon as we thought. Turns out I was mistaken. RAV4s come with front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. One of the two. None of them are rear-wheel drive. I hate that. It's a tongue twister. Front-wheel drive is still not as safe to drive in the snow as all-wheel drive, but it's nowhere near as dangerous as rear-wheel drive.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now,
So,
which house would a bookworm live in?
oh, that's right. We're getting like Vivian's forbidden text. Yeah, exactly. And it needs new tires anyway, and winter is coming, so... let's see. Royal Intelligencer training report. That is a weird
This is
word.
a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the local barracks?
A complete botany of Banes.
His interests were certainly varied.
Yeah. From a distance. There it is. The emergence of the first magic adepts was widely heralded as a gift from the gods. Indeed, the title with which those with the gift came to be known is most likely a contraction of bearer of heavenly blessing. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of skimming this real quick. Chasing the church and its followers, evicting adherents from their home, and breaking up meeting by force. And a growing rift between those born with the blessing and those without. Jeez.
This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Well, they're not letting me fast travel, so I'm about to get in a fight.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
I just picked up a buck by that name.
I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book.
Nah.
Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Nah.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it?
Yeah. Either. This is that like group that confiscates and destroys these rare texts.
Or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse.
Yeah, fight me
I
for
won't
it,
let
chump.
you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Good luck with that. Wait, you're not going to fight me yourself? You cheapskate.
Let's see, shall we?
Alright, let's clear the field a bit. Sit down. Oh, he sings twice now. Okay. Son, just sit down. You don't even have a chance. Was that just a warm-up act? Now do I get to take him on?
But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind.
You can't
It tells the
whitewash your
shameful
failures.
history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
Yes.
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single.
Okay, no, I do not ascribe to this notion. Certainly there is a lot of nuance into the interpretation of history, and it is easy to draw the wrong conclusion, sure. But that doesn't make the
immutable explanation as to why they came to pass.
Yeah, so when you can misinterpret history, why not just pretend it never happened?
A question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
Wait. Damn it.
The dude was right in front of you and you can't even track him?
Let's get this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about.
Huh? Who's shiny? He's gone. No, we are not going to Origin right now. Every time I see that combat icon on the map, I was like, ooh. No. Saving that for later. And there's nothing new on the hunt board? I'm really surprised about this. But we do get to pick up the Genji glove, which I really want to see what it does.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot. Here you are. All done?
All right, let's see what these are. These are traditionally a very powerful piece of gear. Increases damage dealt to enemies by 5%. Just a flat 5%. Let's see. 13 seconds, 12 seconds. Yeah, we are going to utilize these Genji gloves. A flat 5% increase is great.
Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
You found it.
That
Thank
is
you,
what I
Clive.
said, yes.
Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I fear the executors had seized every copy.
They almost got
I
this
met with
one.
one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that these days.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within.
You can't understand
So if
people's
you'll permit
motivations
me,
without it.
I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
Perception becoming reality is definitely a real
I'll
thing.
try.
That was interesting. I wasn't expecting it to turn into a discussion on the philosophy of history. That's cool. All right. A new quest is available nearby, and new hunts. Wait, why did that trigger hunts? The Wailing Banshee. An A rank. Garnick. Yep. Okay. Yep. Let's pick up a handful more quests and then we'll go
I
hit
was
that.
wondering if you could help me.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Curse Breakers.
Okay.
As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee this one's evaluation.
I don't mind, but why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
Sounds reasonable.
So you happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
Sure.
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid.
Particularly when they're so
I'll let the
so
initiate
spread
know that he'll be
thin.
attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
Wailing Banshee. If that's a new class of enemy I've never fought before,
They could have chosen
it's
somewhere
gonna
closer.
kick my butt. Okay. Get a couple of quests from up here.
What do you think happened to...
Oh, the kids. Taking apart any more scales, children?
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No? Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Mididol. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said. In the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Ah, right after she got back from saving you from Stonear.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there and back.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around Miss Mididol's
No!
inventions.
What? Excuse me, hypocrite?
Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
But who's gonna put Miss Mididol back together? She seems really sad.
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her
Yeah,
up?
right?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks
We've
for the
been down
warning.
there. Forgot a cog. Ah, it's just missing this one little gear. Look, see? I fixed the ship. Litany of errors.
Whatever should I write next?
Wait, there's an upper floor?
Love story, perhaps?
I don't think I've ever been up there. Maybe once? Huh. Nice. Good
I will
view.
not let them be forgotten. Sid, may I have a moment?
No.
Of
Goodbye.
It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I've been with the Cursebreakers for some time now, and I wish to be deployed to Ash. Any assignment will do.
Why?
No. The lands across the Narrow are too dangerous. I will not send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly.
Good
Why
answer.
do you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach Conservatory. Or rather, I was held captive there. It was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer children into mindless weapons.
Yikes.
We were tortured until we feared no pain. Tormented until our hearts turned to stone. And few ever survived long enough to become tools of the last king.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. I can't even remember all their names.
So what is
They
it you're
must be
looking to
remembered.
get from there?
They cannot fade away, faceless and forgotten. The Institute was run with military precision. Every
He
child
wants their
measured,
records.
every name recorded, every death logged. with meticulous care.
Are you sure you want that?
Sid, allow me to travel to Ash.
Like my package, it gives me stimuli.
So that my brothers
Even in
and
Dustin,
sisters
that's where they have their bearer tattoos. The removal leaves a scar.
might live on.
And is a potentially lethal operation.
The fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid,
yeah.
Please, even should it cost me my life.
Too dangerous for you.
It's how bearers are marked. No, they are slave fighters as well, but they're also people who can cast magic without a crystal. The tattoo marks them as a bearer, a subclass of human to a lot of the civilizations here. This I thought was cool. They make the tattoo ink out of like a dragon, some dragon part or something, so that attempting to remove the tattoo can sometimes mix it into your blood and kill you. Like, it's meant to be permanent.
Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Bad Bach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk your life.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can start by telling me where I'll find this orphanage.
Vie de Grace. Hidden in a forest, overlooking the plains.
All right. I'll see what I can find there.
May the mothers guide you.
Yeah, they haven't perfected the art of removing the brand. They shared a statistic at one point in the game, like, I think they lose like half of the people that attempt to have their brand removed. Because even if they can avoid the worst of it, where it kills you, you still suffer like significant side effects. It's very painful.
Mid, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will.
Ha!
The skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is
Airship!
this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all?
Well, I mean, there's still
It's
gravity,
not fair.
Ned.
The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First, I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if her godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it.
I'm the ship's godfather? Okay.
First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordill. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
Because beast bones are after. I'm sure the curse breakers will know where you might find some.
Yeah, I know. Dion wants to take me there as Bahamut. I understand.
But they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Okie dokie. Just wandering around. All the time wandering.
All right, Sid. Come to buy us around, have you?
Nope.
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
Yes.
I do. And I know to give them a wide berth. Will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, The older, the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Karava, near Bidza, or what's left of the village anyway. But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard. There's a reason it's lived as long as it has.
As long as it's not as big as the one in Final Fantasy 15, I think we should be alright. That is one of the distinctive moments from Final Fantasy 15 that, like, is seared in my brain. When that mountain stood up and started fighting me.
Faster!
Let's go! Hiya! It never gets old for me. Okay, so Dustin, if you're still here, I have to ask you, how do you find some of these games that you play? Like, some of the weirdest, jankiest stuff I've never heard of before. It's always you that plays them. Like, this Deadly Premonition game that you're playing right now is just kind of like, wow, okay. Oh! It's a Garuda-alike. Haven't fought her in a while.
Harmon's madness lives on.
Waken wind!
Whoops. Yeah, take that, air. Oh, I missed her. Dang it. Stop making me dodge. I hit that a moment too late. Ow. Rude. There we go. Oh! Yay! I'm blowing it! Woo! Stop making me dodge stuff! Friggin' let me hit her. Oops. Would you stop flying away? Finally. Man, this one was annoying. Clouded eye, okay.
Rest in peace.
All right. And this is to get that register of names and how all these children were tortured and died. Which is a messed up thing to go find. Wow, it's even wearing you out, huh? Like, half the time when I watch the game, I think about whether or not they're trying to be ironic or intentionally bad. And every time I'm just like, no, I think they're trying to be serious with this game. Like, get up there. Oh, really? Alright. You can do it, bird. Get me up there. And just like that, we're off-roading in Red Dead all over again.
Back to the stables, Carl.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely glad we didn't send the bearer here now. He'd have gone to Kashyyyk. Rid of incorporation. Trainees succumbing to the crystal's curse or otherwise perishing are to be disposed of with all haste. The graveyard is strictly reserved for the uncursed. Bearer disposal within its bounds is punishable by death.
Disposed
Dang.
of.
Conditioning schedule. The press yard. 20 sandbags for such duration as instructor shall dictate. The furnace. Burn intensity to be gradually increased. Jeez.
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture.
Right?
Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find him.
I recently learned that my own daughter was among the children turned to stone by the brutal training I subjected them to. I had not so much thought of her since handing her over to the authorities as a babe. But inquiries within the military confirmed it. It was her. I had been torturing my own flesh and blood. And now I see her everywhere. Today one of the children smiled at me in the hope of receiving a few scraps from my table. Wow. The smile she inherited from her mother. The mother I killed for giving birth to a bearer. What is wrong with you people? I will command them to tear me limb from limb and enter my accursed corpse beneath the white tree whose crooked hands reach to the sky. And beside me, my shame, my curse, the record of all their names.
This reads like a suicide note.
It is.
Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
that.
A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here?
One way to find out.
There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry.
Lithification, succumb to conditioning, emaciation, discipline for attempting flight. Jeez.
So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. But where is the architect of all this misery?
Oh, hello.
It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed.
Dodging away from that. Crap, I'm in a corner. Almost didn't get that in time. Alright, let's get out of this corner. This is not where I want to be.
Too slow.
So many obstacles here. It is an unfortunate place to have a battle, that's for sure. How's it going, Perm? How was Forza today? It looked like you were having fun, but I didn't get to stick around for too long, unfortunately.
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
Wrong map. Okay, then we'll go here. One part humbling. Oh, I'm doing alright.
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
I'm nervous. Is it alright to be nervous?
I don't care either way, so long as you do as I tell you. Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service,
I am here.
Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
Yep.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am, but I swore I'd face them.
Yeah, our car is in the shop. Its battery died after 14 months, which is not a concern. Like, I know how to replace a battery. It's fine. It is under warranty, but I'm having them take a look to see if the alternator is failing, because a brand new battery shouldn't die after 14 months.
Just like the man who saved my life.
And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, No support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions.
Why do I have a feeling this guy's gonna die?
So, what? Have I passed?
No, you haven't done anything yet.
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
Don't get spotted.
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You will need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
No, see, this is the best part, though. I don't have to be stealthy. He has to be stealthy. I'm okay with delegating this.
Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
This kid's gonna be in prison in a heartbeat. I can feel it. Have a good night, Rocket. I hope you get some rest, and I hope you, I hope tomorrow's better for you.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
All right, how to get up there? I'll just go on foot. It's not like it's that far. I'm going to fast travel to save myself 5 whole stabs. I am going to get the bird out, though.
Ready, go?
I believe in efficiency. Oh. So I misunderstood that. When you said I hate market, I thought that was an incomplete sentence. Yeah. So good luck with that then. Yeah. But at least Thursday is not too far away. It's one of the things I always convince myself whenever I get to a point of having to work on something I really don't want to work on, is to remind myself, one day, a day will come when I don't have to worry about this anymore because it will be done. This too shall pass.
Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not.
Ah, yes, the shriek of readiness.
Damn it. Ember, draw your sword!
Oh, God!
Congratulations, you have failed your
If you
test.
want him, you'll have to go through me.
Fists of Fury! That should wrap this up and tie it nicely in a bow. $69, dude. Dragon Talon. Ember, I cannot tell you how hard you have failed this test. I almost half expected to hear like the Scooby-Doo running away sound.
Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
Kestrel's beak braid. What? What is this? Down thrust damage. Oh yeah, down thrust. That ability I have never once used in this game. Probably ought to. I note that Ember is not here.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid.
It was worth a try.
A nervous streak, but he seemed like
the right man for the job. I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Oh, he completed his task.
How did you? Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you then, his heir. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Uh-oh.
Yes, Sergeant.
Sarge is mad.
This won't be an easy decision.
All right. Next. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Bring oil. Oil can. Okay. The crap. Alright, I'm looking for oil. You guys have any oil in the marina? Excellent.
Needs oil. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all.
Well, the Black Shields were not after oil, so... Okay, where else might there be some oil? Aha!
This should be enough.
And defeat a desert tour. Whatever that is.
Run like the wind.
I mean, thank goodness there's fast travel in this game. How am I doing on potions anyway? Still need more high potions. Yeah! Uh-oh. Pearl didn't go flying.
Here we are again. Carava. If you were a tortoise, Torgal, where would you hide?
I haven't fought a lot of these guys.
It looks like we found him.
that was way too early. Oops. It feels wrong somewhat to punch a turtle in the face. Ow. Did this turtle just shoot magic at me? I want another S rank hunt. Those are the ones that really engage
get
me.
these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
Back to the hideaway. Rapid fire, 3 quests. Bam, 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 bam. Done. They're not impossible, but I've definitely taken them on before I was supposed to. But then again, you guys have seen me fight Valks and Berserkers and all sorts of crap I shouldn't be fighting when I did.
You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Alright. Let's turn in some quests.
You should have seen.
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope.
What?
Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
Yeah, he used the leader of the hideaway as bait.
They most certainly did not.
He completed his job. Not in a way I necessarily approve of, but he did do the job.
Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait,
which is a fair assessment.
Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conk and a half.
Is that a medical condition?
Would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Enthusiasm does not mean skill. When you honestly believe that you can achieve more by redoubling your efforts, there is no limit to what you can't do.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
It's okay.
Things really do these days. But
You ask someone to get creative. It's hard to predict that.
Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
Woo! Pile drive. All right. I know I'm a few minutes early for this, but I'm going to take a brief AFK. BRB, and we'll keep on going. All right. Let's keep on going. Mid will be thrilled to hear that we've gotten her parts, even though she probably is not going to thank me. She'll just get her... She'll just put her nose back down on the grindstone and ignore me. Let's see. She might be thankful. But she's very driven by her work.
Mid, tell me this is all you need.
Aw, you make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0.
And
a cogwheel. Just a tiny one.
Oh, Rocket wasn't joking.
That's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear.
Oh, the part left over.
Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would the... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog.
She's working on trying to make the Enterprise fly, and Rocket was joking that they needed a cogwheel because that was a joke in a previous quest about a cog that the kids had when they took apart a scale, and we didn't use it putting the scale back together.
Sid, is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding.
She's
hid. Fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it? Is it an airship? I bet it's an airship!
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you three can provide. A brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, a set of scales.
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember!
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find. All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
You're not supposed to have bits left over if you're putting something back together that you took apart. So you're just like, you're not learning, you're saboteurs.
That's good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more parts if Mid needs them.
What?
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your hoard. Just in case.
Thanks, Sid.
Oh, by the way, Perm, I got some good news about the car today. We got told by the person at Toyota that they don't make a RAV in rear-wheel drive. They're front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. So we might not have to replace our car after all. which would be fine. We're not up for getting a monthly car payment right now. And the car needs new tires anyway, so might as well just go ahead and get snow tires now. We know it's coming soon.
Well, did they have it?
They did.
Welcome
They nice and
back.
safe. Will it work?
Will it work? He's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own, but with the right cog in the right place, well, you just wait and see.
You making Da Vinci's flying boat? Yeah, there's the classic Final Fantasy airship. I'm interested in a second opinion.
Here goes nothing.
I mean, if you're not going to learn from experience, what's the point of accumulating it?
Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes, children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge.
Why?
I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work.
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it isn't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out.
But that's just kicking the can on the problem.
Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug.
Gormless?
Like that one, yeah.
Right.
course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all.
That's stupid. That's just delaying the problem. That's putting the problem in someone else's hands to figure out. I won't have my inventions be used as a weapon of war. I'll let someone else have my invention so that it will be eventually used as a weapon of war. What's the difference?
My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
Model airship. Cute. All right.
Has Mitterdol mentioned a new project yet?
All right, Herman. Here's your book of dead friends. From a horrible atrocity.
I hear that you traveled to Ash, Sid. Did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did. Yes.
A concise and disturbingly detailed record of bearer orphan deaths at the... Yeah. This quest was messed up.
I may? The bearer registry. The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Nor any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived.
You did.
All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces. Like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning, never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive, when so many others died in that awful place?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory. See that their names live on. That way, at least. They're never truly gone.
Yeah, you were not responsible for this.
Thank you.
And you were powerless to stop it.
I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach, and the spirit of those its custodians sought to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering. And in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
That sounds like a Debbie Downer book, but all right.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ooh. What is that, 49? 47. 3 levels away from cap. Breath of Axe. Okay. No new hunts on the board. Good. I was really worried that there would be a new hunt after that quest at Badback. How do I get down from here? There it is. Man, we'll be lucky to get through all of the Hideaways quests today. let alone the ones that are out there in the world. I suspected we were going to have to do another stream of side quests. But they're so dense in story. Plus, as Rocket noted, I'm doing them a little bit inefficiently by not picking them all up and then just sweeping the world to complete them all.
Do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something
Did we not arrest her?
Records
or something?
from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
Sure.
We'll be needing
It's
the
risky,
Enterprise if we're
though.
going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together.
If it's
And we
flooded...
stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
Sure, no problem. Okay. I'll pick up yours. Oh, Joshua has a side quest.
Ah, Clive.
Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing.
It's... not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will, or something akin to it.
His will? How and where?
In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained.
Smart.
And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father.
I'm surprised anything survived down there.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but... would you join me?
Sure.
Of course.
I'm very curious about
I want
this
to
one.
know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well. I'm ready to leave when you are.
Let's do it. And we'll pick up this one. I'm trying to do the side quest 3 at a time.
You alright?
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Etta's baby will be coming soon, and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way.
Bairn?
Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Etta's due any day now.
Wow.
I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo.
Of course I have to
There's
go
no
kill
luck
something.
in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I'd try and track one down myself, only...
You're
Only
busy.
the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need. A feather.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this.
I'm going to hit the Rosalith Castle one first. I'm very curious about that. Okay. We've got one more from the letter in Clive's... Hold on, sorry. In Clive's letters. All right. Cyril, what did you find?
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
Interesting. Thank you. I appreciate that information, Perm. My beloved sons, I know I ask much of you in this coming war, but I see no other way to secure a future for our duchy and our family. Yet even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still looms, and only with all Rosaria striving as one might we at last overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way, it shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, and so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and the faith that I hold for both of you. Oh, that's sweet.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim.
Well, good. We've been working on that already.
Your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies.
We've been doing
With
that
the
too.
blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwin saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that
Yote?
she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it, at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Let's do it. Okay. Oh.
My lord, Your Grace. I hardly recognize you.
Well, I don't recognize you.
I am Goditha, retainer
Okay.
of House Rosfield, loyal servant
I was like,
to the
am I
Phoenix
supposed
and his
to?
shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwin, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady.
Right?
Perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
As she has them.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you
Yep.
with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
Oh, so I gotta complete my own gift?
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Let's do it!
Titan's Wake is to the south of here. But we must be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
Okay. What? I'm confused. We shouldn't go quickly because she's been disappointed. I'm very confused by that statement. Although, admittedly, I was reading an article about snow tires and wasn't 100% paying attention.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
Oh, no, 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 no. Real life is more important than a game. And it's helpful information to have.
There it is. The House Rossfield.
Whoa. Oh, okay. What? Why was that not a counter? Kingslayer, cute.
I needed that.
Jeez. I love it when they make you fight unique versions of a common enemy that you fought before, but they've got a new twist to them. Art just never looked like something I could get into. Besides the fact that I find myself lacking of independent gaming time these days. Oh, I jumped that. Give me a break. Too early again. Are you not coming after me? There we go. Wasn't sure if it was going to let me dodge that or not. Got him. Heartstone.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Godotha will know.
For me, Mr. Wazowski! I don't know why my voice broke there. For me, it's not so much about... Like, the game looks interesting from a gameplay perspective, but it's the lack of optimization of the game that kind of, like, gives me pause.
Thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
Yup.
And the Heartstone claimed.
Griffin suffers something akin to the crystal's curse. Unlike bears, the effect is far more gradual and limited to a sac around their hearts. Yikes. Yeah, that's the impression I get from it.
Radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady
Well,
Godotha,
it almost killed me.
the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes
Wait, we're not even going to put them on?
And devotion. And
we just put them in our butt of holding?
Stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision.
The butt of holding. Whenever these characters want to hold on to something, they scratch their butts and it goes away.
Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own.
She wouldn't have cared about a gift for you two.
She would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us.
And you didn't say anything? Okay.
Late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning.
This is a sweet quest. The Founder's Grasp. What is that? Okay, it's not an accessory. Stop it. Ooh. Piece of gear. Yes, please.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Fair. We're collecting quite a lot of mementos here.
Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Wait, is that here? No. Okay, yeah, they would have put him near Rosalith. All right, let's do that. Oxcry Cliff. Let's do it. Man, I'm going to wind up spending like 3 streams doing these side quests. There's so many.
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain.
I think I've got the last quest, or at least the start of the last quest on the board. I think once I start this, I'm at a point of no return until the end of the game.
Now, what Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
But see, the thing is, I actually like doing this game's side quest. Because it's meaningful story. Ow, what the crap? Did you just knock me off my chocobo and then peace out? It's meaningful story. It contributes. No.
It's just back there.
Have a good one, Dustin. Starfield is not next. I don't have Starfield. But I'm playing a game for Halloween. We're doing a replay of Alien Isolation with mic detection on. Yeah. So we get to have several...
Hey, Gilly! Have fun!
Yeah, so we get to have several streams of me being incredibly quiet and not talking, followed by bouts of screaming. And if the alien ever startles me but doesn't see me, I'm going to gasp and he's going to turn around and instantly eat me. Which I think is what everyone's really looking forward to.
Father always fought for what he believed was right.
I can't believe no one stole this helmet.
It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
Well, dude, you were like, what, 8? 10, maybe?
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
Well, you weren't at first.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
I was wondering if... For a second, I thought we were about to have one of those, like, Force Ghost moments.
We won't lay you down.
Onward, then?
Onward. To the end.
and to a new beginning.
All right, excuse me one moment, please. I too shall be right back. Okay. Whoa. Joshua has joined Clive's party and will remain with him until departing for Origin. Cool. That'll come in handy later. All right, let's go to Martha's Rest. Actually, no. We're not going to do Martha's Rest right now because I'm going to spend like 10 minutes talking to these 3 people and then be given something to do. Let's go to Balmung Dark and see if we can rescue some of Dory's friends. Doris, not Dory. Escape! Yes, this arena that I tried to go into that was locked.
Waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
Well, the Chocobo can only climb stairs so quickly. Hiya! No. Oh. Okay. At least the Chocobo can get some air. Yeah, this looked like a combat arena to me.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the Wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet, but let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's thickest there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Oh, there are going to be some fights. Don't you worry.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer.
Oh.
Locked up tight.
So I guess I go this way. No, I was explaining this to Dustin earlier. Native magic wielders in this game, people who can channel magic without crystals, are called bearers. Bearers are seen as a subclass of the species to be subjugated, and they are branded. That is that marking on their face. It's done with like the ink of a dragon's tail or something like that, and it's lethal to try to remove it. It's meant to be permanent. Nevertheless, some people can get it removed. The survival rate is about 50% because it's designed to be that if you try to remove it and that ink gets in your blood, it kills you. So, yeah, to try to blend in, some of the branded have their brands removed. That's why you'll see some of them that have that black mark. That's the brand, and they haven't had it removed, and some of them have a scar instead. It's cool world building. I really like that they gave it that attention to detail. What's this? The Kingdom of Elude hereby designates this facility a prison for the detainment of bearers both foreign and domestic. To rear and train a Kuza beast for deployment in the field. The aforementioned purpose is a matter of strictest secrecy, and any mention thereof is to be punishable by death. Captive bearers have been provided solely for the pursual of the aforementioned purpose. Wow.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Yeah, like, depending on where you grew up, parents will surrender their children to the authorities if they have been found to have birthed a bearer. Like, it's as if they never had a child, it's just erased from their family, and the child is to be usually subjugated and used as a weapon of war. The people who can channel icons are special bearers called dominants. So Clive can channel, well, all of them, but he's primarily Ifrit. Joshua's Phoenix and what have you. Those are typically the nukes used in wars, and sometimes they can have their own will because they're so useful, but even so, they're usually tools to be used by a government. Let's see. Shadow and Bone. Kidney punch, kidney punch, kidney punch. Get dead. The Kuza has long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment on the battlefield might be a means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. In exercises conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. Okay.
Minimal
Yikes.
loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza entrusted to our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bearers assigned to fight beside it in a mock battle conducted as part of its training. Wow. Bearers no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required.
They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared. Nothing but a Akashic down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on.
Okay, we got upstairs once. There it is. Yeah, Ari and I canceled our Netflix subscription like a year ago. We hadn't watched anything on it for quite some time.
Time to fight.
Okay. I suspect we're going to have to fight this Kuza in a moment. That's why I'm trying to save my big abilities.
No luck downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it?
I suspect it is.
Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even. And those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
Oh, we know what that means.
It means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
But I know what door
Perhaps
it
it will
does
fit
open.
one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Yeah, we do. We have Amazon Prime, of course, along with Hulu and Apple TV. I mean, Apple TV isn't something that we subscribe to individually. We just have an Apple One subscription that comes along with it. But yeah, like Netflix. Oh, and YouTube Premium. But that's mostly because I'm on YouTube like every freaking day.
Let's see what we can find down here.
Okay, we're supposed to go in there. Yoink. Amber, okay.
Survivor. And she sounds close.
Who are you?
You are too gray to be a child.
Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here.
This child's got some city miles on her, man. She went gray when she was like 10.
But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Yeah, so that black mark on her face is the brand I was talking about earlier.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you.
I forgot we do also have Disney Plus. We get it as part of our Hulu bundle.
He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
Sounds friendly.
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Yeah, we did, when football season's on, I add the Hulu Live TV so that I can watch the Alabama games and have something to share with my dad. And then as soon as the football season's over, off it goes. A behemoth. Let's go. I had a feeling it was going to be a behemoth. And a hunt. Okay.
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
What? Why did I not hit it? I hate missing that ability. And jump. Oh, whoops. Oh, double whoops. Ha! Oops. Yeah! Jump and dodge. Oh. I am not your chew toy. I am, however, your stomping toy. Why do I not hit it when I do that? What? Jeez.
Enough.
That was rough. Had a little trouble with the telegraphing on those. I think he's only the second behemoth I've fought. No, third.
Sid, are you hurt?
I've been scratched up a bit.
I think.
Oh. She gave this intent look over my shoulder, like, oh, okay.
No.
Her buddy got eaten.
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not.
Do behemoths
I'll
not
see that
digest
she's looked
books?
after from now on. It's the least I can do.
Sometime later. The world is in peril, but yes, let's focus on this.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks.
Yeah, but she's going to be traumatized for the rest of her life.
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. they would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own.
Yep.
And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Hyde Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Yeah, the way people treat bearers is just atrocious. And what makes it even worse is like the energy from that magic that they can do comes from somewhere. It comes from themselves. So the more that bearers use their magic, they call it the bearer's curse. Their body slowly turns to stone until eventually they just petrify. So it's literally like burning out life's flame on someone else's behalf as a slave. It's terrible. Like I said, fascinating world building, but terrible. Good evening, Gearhead. Good to meet you, or good to meet you. Good to see you again. Unfortunately, you have shown up right at the end of stream. A new S rank. Yes. Yes. The Waluder army captured such beasts and tried to train them to serve. Okay. All we know is there is none left alive who knows the words to put it into its rampage. Only a show of force will suffice. This is going to be priority number 1 as soon as I start the next stream. Oh, no worries, man. I just thought I'd let you know it's not like, oh, Gearhead's here. Gotta go. I'm at the natural end of stream. I should be on tomorrow as long as I don't get caught up picking up my car back from the shop. Hopefully it does not need a replacement alternator. We shall see. But in any case, I will catch you all later.